This week on Top of Down Under, we explore the area within 40 kilometres of the outback town Kalumburu. We do this by boat, four-wheel drive and quad bike. It's time to don the helmet, get a little less glamorous and check out the tracks. With a base camp set up at the gorgeous Honeymoon Bay campgrounds and a Kalumburu Aboriginal Corporation visitor permit in my hand, we have permission to head for two waterfalls about 20 kilometres south of the community, called Teacher's Pool and Nullawari Falls. Later too in this episode, we plan to venture north by boat when the winds drop up the Drysdale River. We will try to find a third waterfall only accessible by boat, which hopefully is still flowing. I have opted to take the quad bike south in search of Teacher's Pool, as the last 20 kilometres of the road to Kalumburu has not been graded this year, and the quad bike gets along this track fairly quickly. Plus, it's a ton of fun to explore on. After you leave the main Kalumburu road, there is no more signs directing you, so having a GPS is advisable for first-time visitors. What an oasis! You've got this water cascading over the rocks here into a plunge pool. It's absolutely beautiful. It was worth the bumpy ride in on the quad bike. At times I had brumbies beside me and big scrub bulls that just morphed my quad. It made it look so small, but it was so worth it to get to here. Now as you come in off the main road, there's one signpost and that's it. There's no more signage after that one. It's a credit to the locals, they know where they're going, they know their country so well, they don't need signs. So make sure you've got good navigation. I've got a GPS on my quad bike and it keeps me in the direction I need to go. So there's tracks branching off everywhere. But this is absolutely stunning. Teacher's Pool is well and truly worth the exercise to come and visit. And from here, if you head further east along the maze of tracks, you just might be able to find the stunning Nullawari Falls. This track is unmaintained at present, and there is no signs indicating that you have arrived. But if you follow your nose towards the ranges, there's a good chance you will arrive at Nullawari Falls. Not only that, but you'll probably have this beautiful spot all to yourself. In 1908, Drysdale River Mission was established at Pargo. They ran into water supply problems, so they moved 20 kilometres to the site it's at today on the King Edward River. Kalumburu was officially renamed in 1951. Today, over 400 people call this town home and they speak 2 languages here. The Kalumburu Aboriginal Corporation manages the community and they're doing a fantastic job. It's the most northern settlement in Western Australia. The beaches are pristine and the town is tidy. You have facilities like a health clinic, fuel and groceries. You guys are going to love it here because the community will certainly welcome you. Most people successfully launch their boat on the beach at Honeymoon Bay. But if you've got a boat that's bigger than ours, or you're just not confident launching in the sand, you can come down to where the barge lands. This is where the people from town receive their food and their fuel. It works really well because it's a concrete ramp, and it makes launching and retrieving your boat a lot easier. Within a 30k radius of Kalumburu, there's actually a lot to go and check out. The local community have very kindly opened up some new sites to tourists this year, and if we respect them, they should be open for when you travel here yourself. I've just spotted something on the track I would like to share with you. I'm going to jump out and take a closer look. This is what caught my eye, this tree here. Looking around the area, there's no other tree here that has fruit on it. The birds haven't eaten these berries. Now there's a good reason for that, they're actually poisonous. This is a strychnine tree. They grow up to 5 metres in height, and from February to August they will produce these little orange-like berries. The indigenous people would use them as a fish poison. They would mash up the berries, the bark and the leaves, and in small water catchments they would stun the fish, and the fish would simply float to the top and they could collect them. So even though they may look delicious, don't eat them, they're poisonous. For history buffs, there are several World War II sites close to town that are also worth a stop in at. The short track into the plane wrecks is a little bit tight. You do wind around a few trees and there's a couple of rocks that will bump you up. I can see them, they're just directly in front of me here now, so I'll just find a park and have a closer look. There's wreckage strewn all over the paddocks here. After decades you can still see the aluminium fuselage over this side, and there's an engine just over to my right here. I'm going to go and have a closer look. During World War II, the Australian government commissioned an airfield at the Drysdale River Mission. It became the front line for the Royal Australian Air Force. And in September 1943, it was hit by 21 Japanese bombers. 6 people were killed and many buildings were destroyed. Today, we're left with this wreckage as a reminder of that tragic time in history.
So this track into the King Edward lookout is she's pretty rocky. I'm having to keep my wits about me with the trailer on. I don't want to go bashing any rims up on any rocks. I've had to drop it into low range. I hope I can turn it around at the end. Oh yeah, there's a bit of a U-turn. Ooh, pretty interesting little track. Bit of fun, bit of hardcore 4x4 and you didn't even realise. Of Kalumburu is the Edward River lookout. That's where we are right now. This is the Edward River. So it's iconic that this is the same river a week ago when my brake lines broke and we had to spend the night camped out on the river. It's the same river, but that was back at Mitchell Plateau. So we're all the way up here at Kalumburu. There's just after the wet, there's so much water around. It's just absolutely beautiful.
As tempting as it is, we are less than 3 kilometres from the ocean here, so swimming is definitely not advisable. I must say a big thank you to the Kalumburu Aboriginal Corporation for sharing this area with us. The hours spent on the Kalumburu Road are all worthwhile once you hit the sandy beaches of Honeymoon Bay. Now your hosts Les and Joy are more than helpful, and if you ask them which is the best place to camp, they'll probably point you to this secluded piece of beach here. Now you can have your boat moored up right out front so you can keep an eye on it. In addition to what's available around Kalumburu, if you've got access to a boat, there's also some cool waterfalls you can check out. By boat, the Drysdale River mouth is a 30-kilometre run northeast. Another 16 kilometres or so upstream, we are searching for a tributary that flows into the Drysdale River, known locally as Waterfall Creek. And as the name suggests, hopefully there will be a flowing waterfall to find.
She looks pretty tight up here, mate.
Yeah, we've got to fit through this little passage. Talking to Les French, he suggested we go this way because the other way, it hasn't been charted since the 70s and it's really hit and miss up here. There's a lot of hidden rock underneath this water. So if you don't mind guiding me through, Jim Bob, I'm going to definitely need your eyes, mate.
No worries, yeah, she looks shallow. I'm not too far now, but yeah, just between these two rock pinnacles, the water's rushing through, so she looks pretty tight, mate.
All right.
You can see where those rocks come out, and she looks shallow, so yeah, maybe keep it right in the centre.
Leave a nasty little mark on your outboard, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we don't want any damage today, please.
I know, righto.
Should be a long row home.
It certainly would.
Yeah, that way a bit. She's shallow as, bud.
Okay.
There's another decent rock right here. We're just about to go over some coral.
I'm on the line.
Oh, that was close.
How's that, Jim Bob?
Yeah, okay, come back to me now. We're getting deeper. Yeah, I think we're through the last big one.
This is hairy. This is really scratching. We're only in about a metre of water and there's just rocks all underneath here.
Man.
Just taking it really slow.
That last one, I reckon there would have been this much water on the boat. Far out, that was tight. All right, we're good now.
All right, we're back up to 2
metres?
Yeah, 2.9, 3 metres.
Ripper, we made it.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for spotting.
I was holding my breath there. All right. Oh, well, we can get motoring now.
All right, good to go.
Take us away, boss.
There's quite a few sandbars you have to negotiate coming into this river. Now, we're using a combination of local knowledge and also Google Earth maps, which I took a copy of before we left for the trip. Got Jim Bob out the front because once you get past those sandbars, you've also got rocks that are coming out of the water. You've got one tide a day here, so that does help things, but there's certainly some obstacles you've got to dodge. The Drysdale River is bustling with life, and I'm not just talking about fish here. We're just negotiating those sandbars, looking at the fish along the edge here. We've come across this little guy. First crocodile we've seen up this section.
I reckon you could catch that one, Penzo.
Wrangle it.
Yep, just jump on his back. I've seen her do it on TV.
Jimmy wants me to wrangle the crocodile.
I reckon Penny could get it. Just jump on his back. I've seen it on TV.
Yeah?
Yep.
If you see it on TV, it's all doable.
That's exactly right.
Can you just hold his tail for me first?
Yep, I'll get him from the tail.
A several 100-metre walk ensures the boat is left in a safe mooring away from the submerged rocks closer to the falls. Thanks, Jim Bob. It's a bit of a tricky one to get off. Cheers. If you come up the Drysdale River mid-season, the main waterfalls may not be flowing. But don't worry, just to the east is another waterfall, but just watch out for those crocodiles. You can only access this section of the Kimberley via helicopter or on a boat. And if you're lucky enough to do so, you're blessed with this ripper view of the waterfalls. To see this waterfall roaring during the wet season, I think I have found another reason to get back to the Kimberleys. Good to go?
Yep, ready to ramble.
.7 metres of water, working the shadow lines of this bank. Jimmy's just hooked up. I'll just take us out a little bit, Jim Bob.
Yeah, mate. Oh, we've got some colour on this one.
Excellent.
It's only a baby. I believe that's a bee. These salubrious mangrove jack.
Look at the colours on that. Looks awesome, doesn't it?
Mate, that's sensational.
He's a healthier looking specimen. I'll let you deal with him while I keep an eye on this river because it's quite dicey.
Yeah, mate, yeah. She's a solid 32 centimetres. So it's legal. What do you reckon, Penzo?
What's legal size?
30 centimetres is legal.
All right.
32.
We'll send him back. We'll find a bigger one.
Yeah, righto. Your lucky day, mate. Lucky for Penny. We'll let him grow big and fat. That was awesome. That's my first mangrove jack.
Was it?
My very first one.
Congratulations, mate.
And it won't be my last either. Take me back there.
All right, I'll spin us around. We'll go for another strike through
Righto.
in the kill zone. I had a good feeling about that side of that bank because you work the shadow lines. The mangrove jacks are sitting on the edge of the shadow lines waiting for bait to cruise on past, and they're very aggressive predators, so they'll come out and hit the bait. It's exactly what happened with Jimmy's lure. They've just come out and smashed it. I'm gonna go for another run through and see if we can get a bit bigger one. It's been about 10 minutes since Jimmy picked up that mangrove jack. We did another pass, didn't pick anything up. Been working this big shelf here and we've come across another crocodile. Only thing is, this guy is a hell of a lot bigger. He would be a good 3 metres in length. They're a cold-blooded animal, so it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He's got a bit of warmth in him and he is ready to go. He's checking out his options. He's got his mouth open, he's not too pleased with us being here. He's got his claws ready to go back into that water as soon as he needs to. He's a healthy specimen, that one. Look at the belly on him. We've seen this waterway is just alive with fish. How's about that, Jim Bob? He's a good size, isn't he?
Mate, he's huge. You see the size of his tail? It's like this fat. I was getting the boat nice and close for him. I thought, man, if he launches, I've got to keep the boat far enough away from the bank so he doesn't jump in.
And just seeing inside his mouth as well, it's so clean, it's like he flosses or something.
Yeah, I think he was letting us know I've got these big chompers.
Yeah.
If you get too close, you're going to be inside.
This is my bank. Go find your own mangrove jack.
He's beautiful.
Yeah, that was really cool. What an experience.
That's the third one we've seen today.
Yeah.
But he is by far the biggest.
We've left the Drysdale River. We took a different route back that allowed us to get over the sand flats because the tide was a little bit higher. We're in an area now that they call the Pinnacles, and I'm not sure what is here, but I've got my barrel lure on. We'll have a couple of flicks. I have seen a few queenies do a bit of acrobatics on the water. We'll do a couple of passes, and you can see why they call this place the Pinnacles. You've got these stunning rock formations coming out of the ocean. It's pretty spectacular this time of day.
Yeah, oh, I'm on and it's massive. Holy snapping turtles, Batman. This is gonna be fun. Here we go. That's a shark.
Ah, you're kidding.
Is it? Big catfish. Be free, my sea creature. He's a fine specimen.
Did you have to put him on the side that my fishing rod's in? Thanks, mate.
I like to share.
I see your tactic, so I'm on to you.
I got my bait back, that's the bonus. You beauty.
Better not be Jim Bob's catfish again. That'll be so dirty if it is.
I'd like to offer to help me get him off, but... Oh, you got something decent on there, bud.
Yeah.
I bet you it's the catfish again.
Taking me for a little run if it is. You're kidding me! Jim Bob! I want to kill you!
Merry Christmas, buddy.
You're kidding. Flamin' Jim Bob let a catfish go on my side of the boat and he's turned up on my line. Ah, you know who your friends are, don't you?
Enjoy.
Kalumburu has a lot to offer the traveller. If you enjoy bushwalking, there's lookouts and waterfalls. If you like your history, there's World War II plane wrecks amongst other artefacts. But also the fishing, it's right on your doorstep. Another thing the Kimberley's champion at is outback stations. Next week, I'll take you to the iconic Mount Elizabeth station. And I hope I've inspired you guys to pack up the 4B and travel as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week at Mount Elizabeth.